Hello everyone, and welcome to a new devlog of a game I'm making in Unity. In the past, I've made games like Rooftop Snipers and Getaway Shootout. This one's going to be a little different than the previous, so let's get started. The game is going to be a 1 to 4 player Deathrun style game. If you don't know what Deathrun is, it's basically one player controlling all the hazards in the scene, trying to kill all the other players before they reach the finish line. The game differs from the original Deathrun concept by having only one player move around the scene at once. Every other player will be controlling a hazard around the scene. Each time a person dies, the main player will be rotated in the scene, like a board game. Another feature of the game is the players are going to have to complete a certain amount of tasks to finish the game. Now that's out of the way, let's get to development. Alright, first things first is the movement. So the movement is just a basic back and forth with a jump. Next, I chose to do the basic player art and animation. I chose to do a basic stick figure person for my player because it's easier to animate and it would work great with a ragdoll. Don't worry about the arms now, I'll get them animated soon. Next was the player ragdoll. This one gave me quite a few problems to begin with. You okay, buddy? But after a while, I got it down. Next, I connected the player movement with the player ragdoll. When the player dies, he's going to create a player ragdoll at his exact position, with all of his body parts aligned. This makes it look seamless into him dying. Now, to test this out, I set up a death collider on the cube. Wham! After that, I started doing the hazard select system. This just has the players select hazards around the scene. Getting that out of the way, I started working on the main scene. This is going to be the main room where all the players start off in, and it has the first 2 tasks that the players need to complete. Over on the right is going to be the kitchen, where the first task is, and then over to the left is going to be the second task in the living room. The actual art is going to be added in later. I have now added the first hazard into the scene. The first hazard is a chandelier that falls on a player's head. I've also added slow-mo to make it look cooler, and then switching to the other player after the death. I have now added most of the hazards into the main scene. The first one is a cabinet that swings open, the second one a sink, and then the other one is going to be a flying bread that hits the player from a toaster. And then over on the left side is a Roomba that comes at you, and then a laser from a TV remote, and then finally getting hit up by the couch into the fan. Computer players are now added to the game. To give a brief overview, when the computer player is controlling a player moving around the scene, it has 2 options it can do when it approaches a hazard. It can fake at the hazard or go straight through the hazard. When the computer is controlling a hazard, it will trigger the hazard when the player is close to the hazard, with a little bit of randomness added to it. Alright, so that's all I have for development for now. This was about 3 weeks of development, and I was trying to get it all into this video. And future videos, it should be less compressed and then more in detail. One of the reasons why I'm doing this video is to get feedback and ideas from you. So let me know if you have any ideas in the comments below. And if you want a more behind the scenes look at the game, check out my other video that's in the description. I will uncover more about the game in future videos, so stay tuned.